turned down anyway. Anywhere from 500 to 700 watts is usually where we run it, and I had been up on 6 meters and had cranked it up a bit, but that's just one of those things. Yeah, I totally agree. In fact, the other day, I don't know what went on with this long wire. It's actually kind of a different long wire. I'm feeding it with a coax and a 9-to-1 unun, and the counterpoise on the unun is 20 feet. So, and then I've got 134 feet of long wire. So that's kind of the situation with the antenna here. I live in an HOA in Florida, so I'm trying to get a tower and permission to actually put up something a little taller, but as of yet, we're still skirting around a number of things, and I think probably I'm going to have to get on one of the amateur radio emergency kind of things to make my case to the HOA here. So anyway, yeah, just wanted to pop in, give you a signal report, and you're right about the sport. I mean, it has changed, and in fact, yesterday or the day before, I got a QSL card from KD9OLN, and believe it or not, it was Parachute Mobile. Go ahead.
That's pretty good. I've seen and heard of a lot of mobiles and portables, but never one like that. That would be really quite unique. So, well, you're in for a treat as well. Usually during the evenings, during the week, and even when we were out there running portable, we do a live stream on YouTube. We were on 40 meters a little bit ago. That's usually what we do at about 7 o'clock Central. The band was not in very good shape. Really hard to make some contact. So again, like I said, we came up here 20 meters and we turned it on a little bit ago. So we've got our QSO live and also record. So if you're really interested in hearing what your audio is like, you can go to my YouTube channel, which is just my call sign, K0RWB. And it just started about 3 minutes ago. You get a chance to actually hear what you sound on the air. Really, that's about as close as you're going to get. It's kind of a fun thing we like doing. You know, it's just an added dimension of amateur radio. The only downside, there's a webcam pointer right at me. You get to see my smiley face there, Roger.
QSL, Randy. Yeah, no problem there. No problem there. Yeah, I'll check that out. I've heard of a few doing that, and I have talked to a couple other people that had Livestream on the YouTube channel for QSOs, but I've never done that. Maybe I'll do that sometime. I've been in the electronics and computers and everything else for a long, long time, and up until COVID last June, and I got laid off. That was kind of one of those things, and so then I just went ahead and retired. So what the heck? And anyway, I haven't really regretted that. I was going to retire this year anyway, so it didn't make much difference, and we're happy about that. So I'll definitely check out your channel, Randy. It sounds great. And maybe I'll get one up myself. I've been thinking about it, and I've talked to a few other people, and I think I'm going to go ahead and get my logbooks uploaded to the QRZ page so I can get some of these electronic QSLs back and forth. But certainly a different thing. And the guy actually told me that I worked him at, I believe it was 5,000 feet. So that was pretty interesting. The hobby has definitely evolved, and looking forward to getting back into some of the new digital formats and some of that stuff. So I still have my SB101, SB640, and maybe I'll get that thing refurbished and need that tube glow in the shack a little bit. Go ahead.
Oh yeah, no doubt about it. Well, I tell you, I'm not the first one to do this, and I probably won't be the last, but I got a lot of help from actually a neighbor down the road from you, down just south of Miami, Cutler Blake. His name is Alex, the Whiskey 7 Hotel uniform, and he's been doing the live stream for quite a while, and I stumbled across him, in January time frame, and I checked in, and we talked briefly, and he told me about the live stream, and I went back and listened to it, and I go, gosh, I sound terrible. It sounded good in my headphones, but did not sound like me at all over the air. So the next couple of days, doing the same thing, going back and kind of tweaking the radio and what have you. And then a couple of email exchanges turned into text messaging to phone calls, and Alex and I became pretty good friends. And he says, you should do this. He said, you got a great voice. You handle yourself well on the air. I'll help you set it up. I said, man, I can't afford to do that. He said, it doesn't cost anything. So the suite that we use that actually interacts with YouTube, that's free. The software is free. YouTube doesn't charge you at all to put up a channel. The only thing that cost me any money is I bought $20 video capture card. I can take my radio display and put it on my YouTube channel, which I'm doing right now. So again, you'll get to see your signal report. You can actually see the audio scope, what your wave pattern looks like, and so forth. But I'll tell you, one of the reasons I really enjoy doing this is I've had several conversations and even emails afterwards of people who had gotten their family members involved, their children involved, because they saw this on YouTube. They saw our interaction on the air, and they thought, that was so cool. It maybe gets people interested in the hobby. And if I had maybe just a little bit to do with that, I think that's great. The more people we get to the hobby, I think it's good for everybody there, Roger.
Oh, absolutely, absolutely. So I actually just pulled you up on the YouTube and just clicked on the live now. So it looks like we'll be able to see that in return. Hey, hang 1 second.
Yeah, there's about a 30-second delay.
Yeah, I think I got to get the sound down.
Yes, otherwise it'll double feed, and you get to hear us twice. I should have told you that in the beginning, but that's okay.
Yeah, I just kept the sound down, so it's all good. Yeah, hey, thanks very much for coming back, and I'll catch up with you a little bit later on down the band. I'm going to go check the night sky again one more time, see if we can catch up with this meteor shower. I've been waiting for it for a week or so now, and I watched the sunspot cycle pretty well. Back in the 60s, the sunspot cycle was pretty good, 60s, 70s-ish. So that was a very interesting time. You could literally work the world on 10 meters on 1 watt. That was never a problem. And a number of us just had modified rigs that were putting out 1 to 5 watts, and we were enjoying all of that. And in fact, I think I worked all continents and worked all states on about 5 watts at one point way back when, but I just never really did get back to turn all the paperwork in to get the certs, and probably would have lost them in the meantime. But anyway, back on now and working on all of that. Hopefully we'll get a good antenna system up here, and the HOA won't bug us too bad, and we'll be very pleased and happy. Nice to make your acquaintance, Randy, and we'll say 73s. I want to check a couple other things, and then maybe come back on around midnight or so and see if there's any sporadic E. K0RWB, WB4DKU, bye for your final.
Oh, it's always a pleasure, and nice to talk with you. Yeah, I'll give a look and a listen and see what you think. I think you sound terrific in my receive, but again, there was a difference from when you first came on, and then you've kind of backed down a little bit. And to me, it sounds really great in my headphones, but again, you be the judge. And I'll tell you one way to get away from the HOA and you have a beam at the same time, to get you a hex beam. 15 feet in the air. Here's what I did in campgrounds. I took it with me around, and I used to get odd looks. I'd take 3 or 4 pairs of socks and throw it over the Dacron cord, tell people I was doing my laundry, letting it air dry, and they left me alone. You could tell your HOA you're doing the same thing because you're trying to go green. Norm, hey, have a good night. Check out your night sky. I hope you get what you're looking for, and I hope we have a chance to talk again real soon. Terrific signal the whole time, so sounds like 20 meters is doing real well. Whiskey Bravo 4 Delta Kilo Uniform. This is Kilowatt Zero Radio, Whiskey Bravo 73s.
73, Randy. Nice to make your acquaintance.
All right, take care. Kilowatt Zero Radio, Whiskey Bravo, QRZ. Any other stations? Come with your call.
Kilo Charlie 1.
Number 2, Echo Papa Quebec.
November 2, standby 1. This is a Kilo Charlie 1 station?
Yes, Kilo Charlie 1, Oscar Sierra X-ray.
Okay, Kilo Charlie 1, Oscar Sierra X-ray. Steve, good evening. How are you doing?
Doing pretty well. We're at 7-9 here in New Hampshire tonight, and I was just listening in, and it got me curious because I've got a new radio here. Just got it over the weekend, and I did some adjustments to the audio, and I'm kind of curious. I mean, I listened to it in Monty mode, but that certainly doesn't give you a complete picture of what you sound like on the air. So I thought if you're doing a live stream, I could check it out.
Yes, that is exactly right. We started at about 7 o'clock Central down on 40 meters. That's usually when we do this, is during the week on 40. The band was not in very good shape. It was a really, really struggle trying to get any stations. And we just came up here to 20, kind of flipped the band, and I see all kinds of activity in the waterfall, and the signals are really strong. So we just found a spot and called CQ, and we'll see what happens. So we decided to go ahead and turn the live stream on, which we are currently now. So again, if you've been listening, my channel is my call sign, K0RWB. And, at about 10 minutes in is about when you and I start talking. Give a look and listen. The only thing I can say about the audio currently is it's not bad, but it doesn't have a lot of full fidelity. So I don't hear any lows, I don't hear any highs. It's clear, it's very audible, but maybe there's a few things you can do here or there that you might be able to improve it if you wish to do so. Again, nobody knows your voice as good as you do, so you'll be the judge of that there, Roger.
Yeah, Roger. Well, that's good feedback. It sounded kind of flat to me too when I was listening to it. So just with the headphones on. So I'm sure there are some adjustments I can make to make it better. So it's good to know.
What's the radio that you're running currently?
Just got the FTDX 101D.
Oh, well, that would be really easy to do the adjustments on. I'm running the FTDX 10, so I have the little brother of the 101, I guess, if you want to call it that. And the settings that I have in this radio came from a friend of mine in Louisville who runs a 101D. So, if you wish, you want to send me an email, I'll send you the settings. You could certainly give them a try.
I would actually love that.
Yeah, I'm good in QRZ. You can email me and just quick note. Hey, Randy, we talked tonight. Blah blah blah. Could I get your settings for the radio? Be happy to do so. Again, this is what we do in the ham community. We share information. We try to help everybody. My friend in Louisville helped me. I have no problems. Pass it on. I've had probably a dozen or so people over the last several months who've asked me for the settings because they think they sound good. And that's fine. Nothing else, Steve, it's a place to start from. It's not the end all. You may still want to try to move things around a little bit, whatever, but again, I've got you recorded now before. If you want to change those settings in the next night or two, we're able to talk again, and you make some adjustments, at least then you'd be able to hear the difference there, Roger.
Yeah, that sounds great. I think I will do that. So I'll send you an email and I'll set up those settings and see how they sound and go from there. So that sounds great.
Yeah, I take it you're using the stock mic or you're using a different microphone?
I've got the M100 desk mic. That's what I'm using, the ASU one.
Yeah, that's a good pairing. They match up really, really well. So I think maybe with a little bit of adjustments, your AMC is really important. Your automatic mic gain, mic control. Keep it around 50 to 55. It doesn't need a lot of processing and so forth. Again, I'd be happy to send you the settings that I've got, and that might be a good place for you to start. I'd be curious as well to see how it sounds. I mean, I've not heard a bad 101. I mean, they're out of the box. They're a good radio. They're audible, but there's a way to really make them sing.
Yeah, that's what I've heard. And I used what the manual said for the mic gain and ALC, and I did that. I'm not using the speech processor. The microphone, I've got the C and D both on. So that should give me a fuller sound. So I don't know. I'll see what settings that you recommend and see how close I am with mine, and then tweak it from there.
Yeah, the thing is, of course, and you probably already know this, you get you an SD card and go ahead and save your settings currently so you don't lose those. and then any other adjustments you want to make, or if you want to get mine and then try those and upload those, what have you. At least you got a comparison. The other thing I can tell you as well that may help just initially, I don't know if you have the mic EQ on, you could try that as well currently, and we could tell right now if there's a difference just by putting the mic EQ on.
Okay, this is going to sound like a stupid question, but on the microphone itself?
No, in your menu settings on your function button, when your menu pops up on your screen, you should have a little box it should say mic EQ.
All right, I'm looking. I don't see it yet. Oh, there it is. Yeah, and it's off. Okay, I can try that.
Yeah, give it a shot, and that way, even right now, you can hear the difference.
So you can hear a difference right now?
No, what I'm saying is we've got you before you turn the mic EQ on, and now you can turn it on. I've still got you recorded on the live stream. Now you'll be able to hear the difference as well.
Yeah, I'm running with the mic EQ on right now. I turned it on right when you said that.
Yeah, and that made a lot of difference, too. It made you a lot brighter.
Cool. Glad to hear it.
Again, here's the thing about the radios. On the 101 and the FTDX10, small adjustments have big results. Just keep that in mind. So a little bit of adjustments here and there will have significant increases or decreases. Just keep that in mind. So you don't have to go from one extreme to the other. And that's kind of what I struggled with when I first got. We share the same menus pretty much on these radios. So again, I had a lot of help getting it to where it sounds right now. This is how I almost sound in person, other than I've got a frog in my throat. But that's what you're striving for. We're only working with 3 kc, so the better you can get closer to that and keep full fidelity, it'll work great. Steve, it's a terrific radio, and you got a great mic with it. We'll just get you a few adjustments here and there, and you'll be the big boy on the block.
Yeah, well, this is a big step up for me. I was running an FT991A for a while, and then finally just got this thing. So, and funny enough, I ordered it from HRO to catch the sale price, and they told me it was going to be back ordered, 6-8 weeks, maybe more. And then all of a sudden, I got a shipment notification. I was all excited, and UPS brings the box, and I open it up, and it was a DX10. Nothing wrong with the DX10, but when it wasn't what I ordered, so it was kind of a surprise. But I called HRO, the local one, and they literally got in the car with a 101D and drove it over to my house to swap it. They were very upset about the mistake.
Well, yeah, especially if you paid the price of a 101 and you got the 10, then you definitely got shortchanged. But I'm glad they made it right. We were in Colorado for the last 10 days, and we took one day to Denver to go up to HRO there and picked up a power supply. And I really think it's that way across the board. I've bought several items from my friend Larry down in Dallas HRO. I've dealt with them in different locations out in Virginia and in Denver, and they're just a tremendous people. So they hire a really good, knowledgeable workforce, which is really nice. So I'm glad it worked out for you. But again, I think this is really an easy fix for you. I think just a few little adjustments, and like I said, right now you've got a 5 and 7 signal. It's 8 o'clock Central Time, and we're talking to the East Coast. So the band is doing pretty good. But again, a little things here and there, and we're going to have you singing really good.
Yeah, well, I'm anxious to try it, and I don't have too many customized settings. I'm still learning this thing, so I'm not really worried about it. I'll write down where I had it just in case I want to go back. But yeah, and I'm just funny thing, so I ordered the radio. I'm running I've got a KPA 500 for an amp, and so I ordered a cable for that at the same time. And so not only did I get the wrong radio, but Elecraft sent me the wrong cable by mistake, too. So Elecraft is in the process of correcting that problem. But So right now I'm just running 100 watts, and I'm running just a wire in the woods, an end-fed dipole, up about 35 feet.
Well, that just tells you it works. 100 watts on a wire does a lot better than people realize, especially on 40 meters. That's where I said we do most of our live streaming is on 40. Yeah, you can be really successful, barefoot in the wire. We're trying to do a little more than that just because of the live stream. Again, I told you we're running the FTDX10, and we've got a PR 781 boom mic attached to that. Our amplifier is an ACOM 1000, and we're just about 700 on peaks. And the antenna's a hex beam pointed right at you there, Roger.
Yeah, Roger on that. And that's my next project is a hex beam. That's what I've been wanting to do for a while. I live in a neighborhood with there's an HOA, and I've been just kind of feeling that out and figuring out what I can do. A hex beam is going to probably be the only sort of directional antenna I'd be able to get away with here, but that's in the plan at some point.
Well, Steve, I've had mine since 2012, and I have it on a 40-foot tower, tilt-over base. I bring it down once a year to inspect it, and it does just fine. It's been through many ice storms, wind storms. It came down earlier this summer because of a limb that ran into the tower and replaced the spreaders, and was up and going again. No big deal. Again, it's a very good, inexpensive beam for a $600 price tag to your door, and you get those results. I think it's pretty good. So, but anyway, give a look at or listen on the live stream how you've been sounding on our QSO right now. Send me an email. I'll be happy to send you out those settings. And again, maybe the next couple of nights you want to try those settings. We'll get a chance to talk again and see maybe what the differences are. I look forward to it. So I'll say 7-3 through now. We'll see if we can make a few more contacts while the band seems to be open. But yeah, I look forward to it, and this is kind of why we like doing this live stream, because people get a chance to hear themselves on the air where we generally don't get a chance to do that. So I think it's kind of a cool deal. So anyway, I'll say 7-3 for now, and I'll be looking forward to your email. I'll get that stuff back out to you tonight if you wish, however it works for you. We'll say 7-3s. Kilo Charlie 1, Oscar Sierra X-Ray, Kilowatt 0, Radio Whiskey Bravo, Randy in Kansas City. Take care, Steve. 7-3s.
Yeah, just one last thing before we end this is I'm trying to see if is it an ARL email address, your call sign, or is there an email address on your page somewhere that I haven't found yet?
Yeah, if you go to the QRZ and if you go down to where it says right below the call sign, the person's address, hit email. If you take your mouse and hold it over the email, my email address should show up.
Yep, it did. I just missed it for some reason. Okay, excellent. So looking forward to another contact down the road after I've done the adjustments. So 73s, and thanks for all the help.
Oh, I'd love to, and enjoyed it very much, Steve. Thanks for coming back to my call, and again, we'll talk further, and I look forward to it, man. Like I said, you got a terrific radio, great microphone. Well, the setup's great. You're working barefoot, and here we are in the Midwest. You're in the East Coast, so hey, it can't be all bad. So, but if we can get you a little bit more fidelity, I think you'll really enjoy it as well. Take care, and 7-3s. This Kilowatt 0 Radio Whiskey Bravo QRZ. There was a November 2 station. I know it's been a while, but let's see if he's still out there. November 2, go ahead.
Yes, November 2, Echo Papa Quebec.
I got it, but you're a little off frequency. You might want to try it again. November 2, Echo Papa Quebec. Well, it sounds like you're talking to the water. I mean, are you on 14243? Well, it just sounds kind of garbled because your signal was really strong when you first came in there. The other station just kind of beat you at the wire. I can kind of understand what you're saying, but I'm not really sure what it is. No, sir, it's just about the same. Well, if I got the call right, this would be Peter. It just sounds like you're off frequency, and I don't mean it disrespect when I say that, but it just sounds like you're a little bit low on frequency. I'm not sure if you are or aren't, but that's what it sounds like in my receive. I don't want you to keep transmitting if there's an issue with your setup there, so I don't want to be the one that blows it up for you, but sorry, Peter, but yeah, it just didn't come across really good, so maybe we'll try it again or take a look at the equipment there. Don't want you to have an issue there, but I do appreciate you standing by. We were able to hear you at first, but then it just wasn't quite coming in there, so see what you can figure out. We're going to be here for a little bit yet, and maybe try back in here. So we'll say 7-3s at the moment. QRZ, any other stations come with your call?
Kilo Mike 4, Papa Oscar Papa.
Was it a Kilo Mike 4, Papa Oscar Papa?
Yes, excuse the dog, I gotta beat him. But you're 5'9" plus 20 in Florida, okay?
Oh, so that's it? I was hoping for 25. Are you sure that meter's correct?
No, actually it was 15 that time, but that is correct. And
Okay. No problem. I'm sorry. I shouldn't be planning like that. Well, that's not too bad off the side of the beam there. If I type it in right, Robert or Bob there, Roger?
Yeah, so I'm gonna sell it for while the dog is barking. Maybe you can't hear him dynamic microphone, so hopefully you can't. And the other gentleman, he was just working. I couldn't find him anywhere. I don't know if he's off frequency. He's something more than off frequency, over.
Well, that's what I was afraid of, and I certainly want people, continually transmitting if there's a problem with your equipment. I certainly don't want that to happen. So I was able to hear him in the beginning. I just was able to pull out November 2, but, again, I'm here to help, not to make things worse, but we turned the beam back around that way. Now you're a good 20 over in my receive there. Go ahead.
Okay, one time you touched 30. Most time about 25. I won't hold you. Got such a good signal. I'll let you work some more. I know that's what you're here doing, but anyway, just say hello, and I'll tell you the propagation is perfect to Southwest Florida. Name is Rob, 7-3, sir, and enjoy.
Well, I appreciate it very much. Matter of fact, our first contact early was up in Melbourne, and he was about 20 over. So we've got a good little pipeline into Florida this evening, so that's good to know. But that time you were actually 25 over. So terrific signal, nice little pipeline. So understand you got to run, but I do appreciate the signal report. Thank you for stopping in, and hopefully you have a chance later on down the road. We'll have a chance to talk again. But do appreciate it what you stopped in tonight. Kilo Mike 4, Papa Oscar Papa, Kilowatt 0, Radio Whiskey Bravo. Thank you again.
No problem. Don't have to run. I just want you to work there as many as you can for the band closes. 7-3.
That's okay. Well, we don't do 5-9 QRZ, and we really can't do 15, 20-minute QSOs. We try to find a middle ground, but I certainly understand. Dog's barking for a reason. He wants your attention probably more than he doesn't want to share it on the radio. So I've got dogs that do the same thing. No problem. Thank you again. Take care. QRZ, any other stations, please?
Uniform 1 X-ray.
Golf Bravo Yankee.
Uniform something X-ray again?
QSO Randy, the call is November Uniform 1 X-ray, over.
Well, there's a voice I haven't heard in a while. What is going on up there?
QSO Randy, I'm doing good over here. Not too bad. Hope forward to over there. You have a great signal. You're peaking 5.8 to 5.9 here into the small state of Rhode Island, over.
Yeah, well, I was really surprised. I didn't know 20 was open this late at night. I'm usually down on 40 meters during the week, trying to do the live stream, but it wasn't very good earlier. So I thought we'd just come up here to 20 meters, and I see all this activity on the waterfall, and so I just found an open spot and called CQ, and gosh, it's just been one after another, but it's been a long time. I'm glad we got a chance to chat. Good evening there, Roger.
Yeah, QSO. Yeah, it's been a little while since we've spoken, Randy, so nice to catch up with you today. Yeah, we had a pretty warm day outside today. I got up to around 88 degrees Fahrenheit. And it's about 78 at the moment. Tomorrow was supposed to have another hot day. It's supposed to get up to around 92 tomorrow. So it's August, but we're starting to get the nice hot weather, over.
Yeah, well, I don't know if that's a good or not. I just spent 10 days in Colorado, and they don't have humidity there. We got back here yesterday about 2 o'clock. And opened the door, and that's all I got was humidity. So I'm not really sure why I came back, but boy, it's been pretty rough. So I'm getting ready to stay inside, I guess, for a while with the AC. When we were in Colorado, we were out all the time. The weather was so good, but you know, it is what it is. We're back, but we're on the air too, so not much of a downside there, Roger.
Yeah, QSO, Randy, QSO. Yeah, you were peaking at 20 over 9 on your West transmission. So, yeah, beautiful signal over here. What's my signal over there, over?
Well, you've been almost the same way, from 5.9 to almost 20 over, a little variation on my receive. I don't know if that's propagation or just what, but as usual, the audio was just fine. So, you know, again, I don't put a lot of stock in the signal strength as I do the audio, but yeah, it sounds terrific here in my receive, and I have no problems hearing you.
Yeah, very good, Randy. Very good. Yeah, I have another audio setting here. If you don't mind, I would like to try, over.
Yeah, go ahead. We've no problem at all. Be happy to.
Okay, Kilo Zero Radio Whiskey Bravo. This is November Uniform 1 X-Ray. This is audio setting number 2, over.
Well, I'll tell you what, if you were trying to work a pile-up or some far-out DX, that would be the setup I would have, because it is kind of a monotone sound, not full fidelity like your other setting, but it does have a little bit more of a piercing sound to it there, Roger.
Yeah, QSO. Yeah, this is what I would say is my DX audio. So very good. I appreciate the comment over there, Randy. Yeah, my other audio is what I usually run for RecTU when conditions are good. So very good. I see you have the new FTDX10. How are you liking that radio, over?
Well, well, yes and no. Let me get back to the audio real quick. One thing I want to comment about your audio, it is very, very clear. I mean, it is a very clear audio. It's probably why it works so well for DX. Just wanted to get that in. The FTDX10, this is the second time around. We had it for about 2.5 months, and then one day it worked, the next morning it did not. And I sent it to Yaesu in California. They had it for 5 weeks, and we got it back, I don't know, maybe a month ago. So other than that, I like it. A lot of adjustments. I do love the receive. I like the digital noise reduction that I can actually adjust. I do like the idea of having the DVI port in the back so I can put the radio display on the YouTube channel.
Yeah, very good. Yeah, that's a nice feature to hook up the monitor. That's a very nice feature to have, especially if you do the live streams and stuff like that. On the FT5000, you have to have the DMU2000, which is an external box that hooks up to the radio. But very good, Randy. I'm sure there's more stations calling. I'm going to say 73, and thank you for the contact today. Kilo Zero Radio Whiskey Bravo. This is November Uniform 1 X-Ray.
Well, I tell you, it was way long overdue, but I'm sure glad that you gave me a call tonight, and I'm glad we got a chance to chat. Again, sounds very good in my receive. I can tell you went back to the rad cube mode. Sounds very good. Well, they both do, but they're both there for a reason. You're using one for one reason and the other setting for something else, and that's kind of how it should be. I don't think one size fits all, but you've got it working for sure. Hey, always a pleasure. Don't be a stranger. I know things get in the way, and we haven't been out here as much as we'd like. Things kind of happened with some weather, and the radio went down and what have you, but gosh, it's always nice to reconnect, and I'm glad we got to tonight. So nice to hear you from Providence. Nice to know 20 meters is open really, really well, because you sound good in my receive. Take care, and until we have a chance to talk again, we'll say 7-3s. November Uniform 1 X-Ray, Kilowatt 0 Radio Whiskey Bravo. Thank you again, 7-3s.
QSO, Randy, you picked up the 20 to 25 over. Watts transmission, beautiful signal over here. 73, my friend, bye-bye.
All right, you take care. Always a pleasure. K0RWB, QRZ, any other stations, please?
November 2, Uniform Zulu Kilo.
Was it a November 2 station?
November 2, Uniform Zulu Kilo.
November 2, Uniform X-Ray Kilo?
That would be Zanzibar Kilo, November 2, Uniform Zulu Kilo.
I don't want to talk to Glenn. There's got to be somebody else out there.
Yeah, well, it's been a while, Randy, and being that you're on 20 meters, I've been listening to you for a while, and you've already talked to Norm in Melbourne. He's about 3.5 miles from me as the crow flies, and you talked to somebody with the 101 Delta, so I say, yeah, maybe I'll just come in and just say hello, and it's been a while, so just say hi.
No, it's been a while, and and I hate to say it, but I've kind of not even really looked at 20 meters in the evening. We've had so much activity in the last several months on 40. That's kind of where I put my focus. We were in Colorado the last 10 days. We had our MP1 set up on 20 meters. I did a little bit in the afternoons here and there, and was able to make some contacts, which is really good. And then we had the 40-meter dipole up on a pine tree that we were doing in the evenings on 40, and we did pretty good as that. Running portable, it's still not going to be like you'd want to have at your home QTH, but hey, it works. But I'm hearing something different, Glenn. It doesn't sound like you. Did you change an adjustment in the radio, or just what?
I had the EQ off. I just turned the EQ back on. Does that sound any different?
There you go. I was wondering why it sounded muffled. I thought maybe you had a sock over the microphone. Now that sounds like you.
Yeah, I turned it off because in case, I think his name was Steve. Was that the guy he was going to send for your settings? I turned it off so when I first was talking, you could hear it off if he was still there, and then turned it back on, and maybe you could get a feeling for when you have your settings set up on the radio, what the difference with the EQ sounds like.
Yeah, and this is a cool thing about it, is being able to do this live stream. I think you and I have talked about it before, but Steve's a great example of why this is so cool, because I'm the same way with this radio out of the box. Generally you need to do adjustments just because all of our voices are different, and you don't know what you don't know, and you don't know what you can't hear. So I was grateful that he gave me a chance to, he checked in and we had a chance to talk, and he's, kind of receptive. I'm here to help. I'm not saying my settings are the end-all be-all. I had help with mine. So if there's something that he can use that as a starting point and work off of that, I think it's a great thing. He's got a great setup. It's just we can, tweak his EQ a little bit and give him a little bit more full fidelity. I think it'll be great.
Yeah, I've gotten some good comments with these settings, and I listened to them myself on yours and on I'm losing my mind. Oh, Alex's and Doug's, and I like what it sounds like. What microphone was Steve using?
He had was the MD100, I believe he said.
Okay. Well, in case he's listening, this is the PR40. Yeah, I didn't hear you when you were on your trip, and this weekend I was going to do my first Park on the Air activation. We'll go into Lake Louisa, which is just a little bit west of Central Florida. And with the storm Fred out there, we decided we didn't want to be parking the RV under any trees in the campsite, so I'll have to put that off for another time.
Well, I can understand that. No reason to, increase any damage if you don't have to. We took our camper with us when we went out to Colorado, and again, nice that we were able to stay with friends on the Front Range. Colorado Springs is where we're at. We were sitting about 7,000 feet elevation. Terrible views. My backdrop on my live stream was this great view with pine trees and whatever else. It was pretty cool. Really no downside. We did have a vehicle issue, and it was in the shop for about a week, but we had a rental car for a couple of days, and then our friends let us borrow their vehicles, and so we got out and about, but we didn't make it to Wyoming to Devil's Tower, which we wanted to do a portable from, and we didn't make it to South Dakota. We were wanting to go out to the Badlands and do a portable op there as well. But we'll do it again. We're looking to go back out again. We did quite a bit at 1QTH, and we were pretty successful. We had a lot of good contacts, ones I would never have being here. I talked to Rapid City, South Dakota there, wasn't able to talk to them here. So it all worked out in the end.
Yeah, me and my wife were going to do that when I retired. We'd take the RV and travel about and start off going up to Mount Rushmore and then over to Yosemite and Yellowstone. Hit all the tourist traps, Grand Canyon, but then COVID popped up and other things happened, and we just haven't got the opportunity yet. And I'm getting older, and I just want to get a chance to at least go see a couple of things.
Well, yeah, that's kind of how we're looking at it as well, and we haven't had a lot of chances in the past several years to try to get out and see things. And of course, the last year and a half, or going on 2 years, whatever you want to call it now, has been really difficult. And I guess here in my state, we've been gone. They've actually started to go back to some of those other previous mandates, I guess they want to call it, and I hope that it doesn't stop the tourism altogether, or people getting out. We still enjoyed our time, and we still were very aware of our social distance with other people, but there's a lot of open space there as well, so it certainly worked out okay for us. And the reason I sound different tonight was we ended up getting a nighttime cold while we were in Colorado, and it's gotten down into my voice, and I'm hoping the next day or two it'll clear itself up there. Glenn, go ahead.
Yeah, that COVID right now down here in my area is the worst it's ever been. I mean, my daughter works in a hospital, and she's saying that they've never had so many cases. They've had to extend their emergency room and close down some labs and turn them into patient rooms because there's just so many people. And she was saying they're a lot younger than they were the first time around, but it seems like right now this Delta variant is really kicking it around down here pretty bad in this area.
Yeah, I think it's kind of taken its toll around the country. We try to stay up on some of the stuff, but I don't. We didn't sit in front of the TV 24/7. We were doing other things, and I don't plan on doing that here as well. We try to stay up to date on certain things and see where things are going, but I don't get much more into that. But I hope everybody can come through it okay. I never like to see anybody fall ill to anything in particular, the COVID or anything else, and I'm hoping that none of them are operators. We want all of our ham people out here on the air, safe and in front of the microphones, Roger.
Yeah, I agree with that. And my 8-year-old grandson started school yesterday, and my son got a call today from school to come pick him up. They found out that in his aftercare area at school there was a kid tested positive for COVID, so everybody that was in that aftercare is now home in quarantine.
Well, it's too bad. Like I said, hopefully they can get ahead of it and nobody gets any severe illness from it. At least we hope not. So I'm hoping that this stuff will run its course, and at some point we can look in the rearview mirror and say, yeah, that's what it was. At least I hope so. But yeah, I don't know what it is tonight. For some reason, this crazy pipeline down in Florida here into Kansas City. So I don't know if it'll continue or what. But again, we didn't expect to be here on 20, but 40 was just not in very good shape, and it was a real struggle. And we saw the waterfall here on 20 meters, and it just signals are really, really strong and quite a few. And like I said, we just find it a try to find an open spot, and we've been sitting here ever since for the last 45 minutes.
Well, right now you're holding strong at 10 over. Earlier on you were up to 20, so it's dropping down a little bit, Randy, but you're still sounding really good here.
Well, I've heard worse, so I'll take it. And wanted to say hi to Andy. He just checked in, and Marty was here earlier. Todd was here as well. I got to remember there's people here on the live chat too. So nice to see that people were checking in. Of course, I think you were the first one in there if I remember right. Yeah, right here in the beginning. So nice to see that people are staying up on the live chat as well.
Okay, Randy, I'll let you go. Pick up some other operators out there. Nice talking to you again, and catch you the next time you're up here down here on 20 meters.
Well, I appreciate it, Glenn, and thanks for stopping by on the chat and sitting out there listening as well. Always nice to get a chance to talk with you. And I've told people the last 10 days and before that, maybe you heard it as well, but anybody who's checked in with me at least 4 times becomes a regular. And this would be number 8 or 9, I think, with us. So you are definitely a regular and someone that I can always count on to be out there at some point. If I'm struggling, you always come back to my CQ, which is kind of cool. So always a pleasure, Glenn. Always nice to talk with you. Hope things are going well down there. Keep your head down and keep pushing forward. That's all I can say. November 2, Uniform Zulu Kilo. I should have known that in the beginning. Kilowatt Zero Radio Whiskey Bravo. Thank you, Glenn. Take care.
Okay, Randy. 73, it's been a pleasure as usual. And TZK, clear.
All right, sounds great. K0, RWB, QRZ, any other stations? Come on.
Yeah, Kilo Golf 4, Bravo, Sierra Foxtrot. Zulu Charlie Lima.
Kilo Golf 4, Bravo, Sierra Foxtrot. Go ahead.
Hey, good evening, good evening. I don't believe I caught your call sign, but I thought you were someone else. Could I have your call sign, please, sir?
Well, I'm afraid. What if I'm not that person? Are you going to go away?
No, absolutely not. Go ahead.
Okay. The call here is Kilowatt Zero, Radio Whiskey Bravo, K0, red, white, and blue. The handler is Randy, and we are 35 miles east of downtown Kansas City, Missouri.
All right, very good, Randy. You're sounding good. Got a great signal. Started to fade a little bit, but then came right back up nice and strong.
Yeah, for some reason we have a pretty good pipeline this evening into Florida. I think you're either the 4th or 5th contact, and we've been anywhere from Melbourne to Vero Beach, down by Boca Raton. We had one over in Fort Myers, and now we've got you down in LaBelle there, Roger.
Yeah, Roger. We're here in Port LaBelle and on the sailing vessel Sophisticated Lady. Having a good time just sitting back here. I just got through deleting something off Craigslist that I sold today. It's been a good day, a fruitful day. And thought we'd put on the old Yazoo here and see if we could make it up there to your 20. Over.
Yeah, well, you're 5'7" to 5'9". Again, a little dips here and there. I think that's just what the band is. I'm still astonished that it's going on 8:45 Central Time, and I'm still talking to Florida. So I think it's a win-win the way the band is.
Yeah, I am really impressed. We were gifted this radio just a few months ago and haven't been able to get on it really a whole lot because of conditions. And now all of a sudden at 20 meters at nighttime, people are starting to come in and we're just enjoying the hell out of it. Over.
Yeah, well, I wasn't paying attention. I had the beam set at about 90 degrees, so I pointed it a little bit closer to you, about 135. So you definitely came up in my receive that time. So I don't think we need it. I think we're hearing each other quite well, but probably doesn't hurt to point it in your direction.
All right. Randy, you copy? I'm stuck with just an end-fed dipole antenna here, 80 to 60 meters, or excuse me, 80 to 6 meters, and just an end-fed dipole. And we've got another one on another radio at our nav station. This is in our ham shack right here on the forward stateroom. Over.
Well, it sounds good, and there's nothing wrong with the signal at all. Again, you have to use what's available to you or what will work within the parameters of your landscape. And if that's what it is, hey, great. I did that for the last 10 days. We were running portable out in Colorado, and so we were a little compromised on what antennas we had. and what we could use. But you know what? You get out there and you call CQ and make a contact. So we know it works, and that's kind of what the name of the game is there, Roger.
Oh, yeah, that's the truth. We've gone through some, we've lived on a sailboat now for about almost 23 years and tried different antennas, and inverted V's are fine, but now we switched to end-fed dipoles, and the counterpoise is stuck in the water. And and that's it. And so far, so good. I'm impressed with these little antennas. But this radio here has got a little bit more punch than the Kenwood in the nav station. We're operating on a 1980s Yaesu FT1000, over.
Oh, well, there's nothing wrong with that rig whatsoever. Even today, I think they were, that series was way ahead of its time when they came out, the 1000s and the MP Mark V and the Field. It's a terrific series. And they'll stand up next to any new radio today there, Roger.
Yeah, Roger. I'm just kind of curious. I've really not had a real good report on the modulation here. Setting the mic and then the processor. But I can see we're, I don't know, probably peaking up to maybe about 150 watts on the thing.
Well, you're a solid S9. For sure. The only thing that I would say personally about the audio, it is, I'd like to say it's bright. It's right in front of you, and it's audible, very clear. Is it full fidelity? No, it's not a rag-to audio. Maybe that's the intention. I don't know. And the thing is can you make the contact? Are you able to hear each other? Is it clear? I mean, it's not bad to listen to. If you were looking at making some tweaks or settings and more of a full fidelity setting, you could certainly do that, or leave it the way it is. Again, you could be the judge. Here's the cool thing, though. We're doing this live on YouTube, so it's recording as well. So our QSO is also live out there on YouTube. It's being recorded. You can always go back and listen to our QSO and actually see how you sound on the air.
Well, that's great. I appreciate that a lot. I'm operating off of a Yaesu MD1 and microphone, and it's set on the number 2 position underneath for fidelity, I guess. But I'm not too sure. I don't want to. I can give you a little bit more mic, but I don't think I need it, though.
No, that's driving it too hard now. It's starting to clip a little bit. I'd try to back it down just a little bit there if I could. Well, again, if you go to my YouTube channel, which is my call sign, K0RWB, and it would have the video with today's date. Of course, now it'll say live down the right-hand corner. And if you wanted to kind of fast forward, you'd probably move up to about 50 minutes in. You could fast forward to around that part. It's pretty close to where we started. And then you could give a look and a listen, see how you sound. We do put our radio display on the channel. We're using a Yaesu FTDX10, so you get to see your own signal strength. We've got the oscilloscope. You can actually see your voice inflection, what your audio pattern looks like. And again, you can decide if you want to tweak a little bit, if you want to leave it alone. Again, nobody knows your voice as good as you. You can decide for yourself there, Roger.
Well, that's pretty good. I really appreciate that, Randy. That really is. I will definitely check it out. We've got a little small mini computer here in the ham shack, as I said, is our forward stateroom. And I got a little picture of it on QRZ. But that's pretty good. I've only heard myself once on something like a YouTube thing. That was several years ago. But we appreciate that. You know, I tell you what, I appreciate the QSO. I don't want to tie you up because there's other people I know that want to talk to you. You're very pleasant to talk to, and we appreciate that a whole lot in the comeback. So we're going to pass along 7-3 to you, buddy, and maybe we'll catch you back on the frequency some night, and we'll talk a little bit more.
Well, I appreciate it very much, and I thank you for standing by, or maybe you just flipped the band and were there or whatever. But always a good signal. I do this live stream, and if it helps people, or again they want to make changes or not changes, we just try to have fun with this. We don't do 5.9 QRZ. We don't do 15 or 20 minute QSOs. We try to find a middle ground, and we do try to be respectful of everyone's time. And I never did say I was a great pilot operator. I try to pull calls out the best I can and try to work them and so forth. Again, this is not a contest. We're having fun. We share information, share stories, maybe help, or spread information that maybe helps other operators as well. We'll see how it plays out. But very nice to talk with you. And working on the water, that's pretty cool. Having the counterpoise in the water doesn't hurt anything as well. So, but like I said, you get a chance, give a look and a listen on the channel and see what you think. And if 40 meters isn't really good like it wasn't tonight, we have no problems coming up here to 20 because it's going on 9 o'clock Central, and we're talking to Florida. So if the band's going to be like this, we'll come back to 20 meters. But anyway, if you hear us again, by all means, give us a call. Love to have a chance to we'll chat with you again. So meantime, we'll say 7-3s. You and yours be safe, be well. Enjoy what's left of the evening and the week ahead. And we'll definitely, hopefully, you get a chance to work you again. Kilo Golf 4, Bravo Sierra Foxtrot, Kilowatt 0, Radio Whiskey Bravo, Randy in Kansas City, 7-3s.
Yeah, 7-3, Randy. We really appreciate it a whole lot. And anyhow, 7-3, my friend. Kilo 0, Romeo Whiskey Baker, Kilo Golf 4, Bravo Sierra Foxtrot. You take care, my friend.
You do the same. Take care. That's Kilowatt 0, Radio Whiskey Bravo, QRZ. Any other stations, please?
Kilo Foxtrot 4, Zulu Charlie Lima, Hialeah, Florida.
Kilo, I think it was Kilo Fox, Charlie Lima?
Kilo Foxtrot, number 4, Zulu Charlie Lima, Hialeah, Florida. Kilo Florida, number 4, Zulu Charlie Lima, over.
I got you that time, Jesus. Yeah, sounds great. Another station in Florida. Boy, we got a pipeline down here tonight. Let's see, you're a little bit north of Miami there, Roger?
Yes, sir. Your signal down here is 5910. Very, very strong signal in Hialeah, Florida. Over.
Roger. Well, you're about the same here. A good solid 5 and 9. Again, the name here is Randy. And we're QTH. We're 35 miles east of downtown Kansas City, Missouri. There, go ahead.
Okay, Randy. I hear the conversation with the other guys from Florida, but the other guy, I can't hear the guy because the condition is local in Florida. And I hear you, but not the other guy, I can't hear him. But it's fine. Okay, Randy, just I want to check my station, my Icon 7300, my amplifier Mercury 3S. Right now I have 1,000 watts, 900, between 900 and 1,000. That's it. The antenna is the bazooka for 20 meters. Over.
Roger. Well, again, you sound very good in my receive. And nice to know that we've got conditions into Florida. Of course, you are by far the southern part of Florida that we've talked with tonight. A little noise, but not so bad. This late in the evening, as they get into Florida on 20 meters, I think that's great there, Roger.
Yes, sir. Well, no, it's that right now the weather in Florida is 82 degrees. But the sensation they have is 91. And then my porch outside in my yard, and believe me, it's hot. It's hot. Typical for one night in Florida, over.
Oh yeah, I know what you mean about the heat and the humidity. We spent 10 days in Colorado. Got back here yesterday, and they do not have any really warm temperatures or heat. So it's I don't know why we came back. Much nicer in Colorado, but we'll have to deal with the weather. We've got the heat and humidity here as well, Roger.
Yeah, the other problem is the hurricane. For the next week, maybe the weekend, the coming the hurricane. Maybe it's not strong, but coming. This is the bad problem in Florida. Between Friday to Saturday and Sunday, over the tropical storm, gust wind about between 30-40 miles.
Yeah, well, hopefully nobody gets hurt by that. You hate to hear about those storms coming in with the wind as well, and hopefully there's no damage. Don't want anybody to get hurt out there. Don't want anybody having issues with their equipment either. Antennas are getting blown down and so forth. So hopefully everybody can get through that okay there, Roger.
Yeah, I hope so. Well, you know, all the people who live in Florida it's normal, that situation. At least for me, I live here around the 25 years. Believe me, I'm past many hurricanes because I'm working before in the TV station, NBC6. You know, all the time is my bread for every day over.
Hey, Roger. Well, yeah again, just stay safe. Keep your head down. There are a lot of good things about living in Florida, and there are some things aren't so good. Weather can be really good or really bad. So we do hear that quite a bit, but hopefully the weather for a while at least won't be bad, and everybody can get through it okay. Hey, Suske, hey, thanks for giving us a call. Thank you again for down in southern Florida. About almost a dozen contacts tonight into Florida. So nice to know that a band is open. I don't see a contact in the log, so thank you very much for the first one. And if you hear us again, by all means, give us a call back. We'll see how things are going for you at that time. We'll say 7-3 for now. We got a few more minutes before we have to shut it down at the top of the hour. I'll say 7-3 for now. Kilo Fox 4 Zulu Charlie Lima. Kilowatt 0 Radio Whiskey Bravo. Thank you again. 7-3.
72 Randy. Nice to talk to you today in the night. Thank you for your report. Nothing. Just I expect you have the night weekend.
Yeah, stand by. He hasn't cleared yet.
With good. I enjoy for you and your family, sir. Bye. 73. This is Kilo Foxtrot 4 Zulu Charlie Lima in Hialeah, Florida. QRT.
I appreciate it. Thanks again. Have a good evening. Take care of yourself. Keep your head down. Keep moving forward. We'll say 7-3 for now. Kilo 0 Radio Whiskey Bravo will be clear. The other station, I believe you said November 2?
Yeah, good evening, Randy. This is November 2, Mike Delta Alpha. My name is Bob. I'm located in Port St. Lucie, Florida, about 40 miles north of West Palm Beach, Roger.
Okay, fine business. Do you go by Robert or Bob?
Bob, Bravo. Oscar Bravo. I'm going to change that one of these days.
Okay, no problem, Bob. Just don't want to overextend until I find out what it's supposed to be. No, it's no worries. You couldn't hear him. We've had back-to-back contacts into Florida, and he was just on the north side of Miami, so it's not likely you could hear him. But no worries. But thank you for giving us a call here this evening. Again, the name here is Randy in the QTH. We're 35 miles east of downtown Kansas City, Missouri, and we're streaming this live on YouTube tonight there, Roger.
Yeah, very good. Well, you're 10 over 9 here. Nice signal. You're my first contact on a brand new antenna, Randy. This antenna that I'm using is still in the prototype stage, you might say. It's a cobweb antenna. It's sitting out in the backyard on a 10-foot tripod. And I decided to, since I didn't have any antennas at all, I decided to just connect up some coax to it around 5 o'clock this evening and just listen and see what I could hear. And lo and behold, you're coming in 10 over 9 here, so I'm real happy with that, that's for sure. Hopefully, if we don't get involved with this hurricane on Saturday, the antenna's going up about 30 to 35 feet on a heavy-duty push-up pole. So that's the game plan right now. Back to you, Randy. K0RWB. This is N2MDA.
Yeah, no problem at all, Bob. Well, yeah, hopefully you won't have any severe weather. I told Jesus the same thing. Hoping everybody can get through that fine, and it'll blow over, much sooner than later. We hope that's the case. Your signal anywhere from 5 and 1 to 5 and 5, kind of varying back and forth. It could be the band. Again, I stopped guessing. what it is. If I can hear you and make out the call, that's what to me that's a contact, and I try to do that the best I can. I did pull up the log, and I see we did have a contact back in 2016 on 20 meters as well, under my old call, which was Whiskey 9, red, white, and blue, instead of now Kilo 0, red, white, and blue. So we've got you on 2 different calls. Appreciate that, Roger.
Oh, very good. I just turned the amplifier on, Randy. The amplifier is putting about 600 watts of power. So hopefully that'll help you a little bit. I'm really putting this antenna through its paces tonight. This cobweb comes in 2 versions. It comes in a 300-watt version and a kilowatt version. And, of course, I bought the kilowatt version. So we'll see what happens. Hopefully my signal's gone up a little bit so you don't have to dig down into the noise to copy me there, Roger.
Well, I'll tell you, yes, it did come up. So the investment into the amplifier was well worth it. At least they should do that. That's what they're designed for. And on my radio, I have digital noise reduction, a DNR. I hit the DNR, and all the other noise and hiss and everything goes away, and all I hear is you. So, yes, it's helped on both ends.
Okay, very good. Yeah, we're running the ICOM 7300 here, and I've got my noise blocker set up so that it takes about 90% of the noise off of the received signal. So I'm kind of happy about that. But anyway, I'm tickled to you that my first contact is out in Kansas City, Missouri. That's a pretty good reach, I'd say. And we'll put this thing through its paces a little bit more as we get this thing elevated up into position there, Roger?
Oh, no doubt. And if you need any consolation, as the crows fly straight line, we're 1,096 miles. So I'd say you're doing really, really well. Again, propagation has to be there to help us, but no slouch on the cobweb. It's definitely doing what it's supposed to there, Roger.
Yeah, Roger, I'm real tickled with it. I really am. I had my doubts when I was putting it together, and my one major doubt was the gauge of the wire that they supplied. To my way of thinking, it was a little too thin, but we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. I don't know if I'm going to burn it out or not. We'll have to see if there's any corona discharge. Oh, my goodness, I don't know. Anyway, it's getting up to the top of the hour, Randy. I'll let you run. There's a program coming on at 10 o'clock here that I want to see all about Whitney Houston, and I think it's going to be an excellent show. So she's one of my favorite people, that's for sure. Back to you, Randy. K0RWB, this is N2MDA.
Yeah, no problem. Hey, real quick, microphone. Are you using stock microphone or are you using a different microphone?
I'm using a studio microphone, Randy. This is a large diaphragm condenser microphone on a boom.
Okay, very good. Well, I thought maybe it sounded a little different, so I wasn't quite sure if it was the stock mic or something different. I've heard several 7300